Young and flourishing, transforming Africa. A good evening to all of you, our viewers. Thank you so much for watching Church of Uganda Family TV all the way from morning up to now. This is the Flourishing Hub, and Edrine Osteen Mukalazi is my name. To introduce it to you, what is Flourishing Hub? And if you're watching Flourishing Hub for the first time, what should you expect? Remember, this program is centered around inspiring, educating, and encouraging young people to be world-class innovators. Now, if you're a young person aged 18 to 35, this is your time to be a world-class innovator. How are you going to be a world-class innovator? Young and Flourishing tells us that they are built on 4 pillars, and one of these pillars is actually money. All of us need money, but money discipline is very important. So in this, what do? They teach you how to work and get the money, how to save the money, but most importantly, investing this money so that it can yield more profits. Because if you only save it and keep it, it might not be fruitful. So the second pillar is daring in life. In this, they help you identify and exploit opportunities that will later become world-class businesses, because at the end of the day, you need this inspiration. And the third, of course, is mentorship and strategy as the 4th pillar. So this evening, we are delighted to have Herbert again. Herbert, we are delighted that we have you. This time around, we are excited about the topic, but kindly greet our viewers and we shall continue into today's topic today.
Good evening, viewers. I'm delighted to be here. You know, I got lost on you. Now you had me last Monday and today.
Yes.
Maybe I should get lost again.
As long as when you come back with a fine.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm happy to be here once again.
Yeah, so but how is Young and Flourishing?
We are there flourishing, and the program is going on very well.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is so interesting. So we are looking at the 4 pillars on which Young and Flourishing is built on. One is money, daring in life, mentorship, and strategy. And we are going to rely more on daring in today's conversation or discussion. And we understand that you are the team leader. So as a team leader, kindly give us a brief background of Young and Flourishing in the first place, and you as the vision bearer, because all this is on your head and you're carrying it. So how do you get the vision? How do you make up your mind to make it happen? And to the Flourishing Hub, to the Young and Flourishing that we see, to it that has also given birth to this program, Flourishing Hub.
Yes. Good evening, viewers. Once again, I'm Herbert Sabiiti, and I'm married to Nice Sabiiti. God has blessed us with 3 biological children, Ranel, who is 10 years, and Othniel, 9 years, and Raniel, who is 5 years. But of course, God has given me very many young people and youth, and I'm looking after them and encouraging them to become world-class leaders. I have, together with other partners, we are doing some businesses. Edrine, a real estate company, and Iconic Projects, we are doing construction. We also have Edrine College, where we train and deploy young people in the marketplace. But most importantly, I formed a Young and Flourishing Foundation Limited, and which is also it has what we call Young and Flourishing Network, where we are mobilizing young people. We train them and then position them to be leaders and changers in the marketplace.
At that very point, you said this is a network that mobilizes young people, and you train them. Days back, those times when you were away, we had guests here who talked about networking, the importance of networking and how beautiful networking is. And I'm glad you talked about Young and Flourishing Network that came as a result of Young and Flourishing Foundation. So I understand you have a burden for Africa's transformation. What is the burden about, and where do you have this burden anyway? Because everyone would think of themselves as Edrine or as Herbert. Why would I mind about Africa? I mind about myself and my small village, and life moves on. Why would you have this burden on you?
Actually, it started small in my village in Chobugombe, Kabale. When I was in my senior 6th vacation, I mobilized young people. We were around 70 to 80, where we would meet every evening, and that evening would do academic discussions, but we also had some projects that really transformed the communities. For example, on Saturdays we would meet and go and dig for some elderly person or some disadvantaged person. And
as community work, or you were doing it for payment?
No, as a community work.
Okay.
And we did it for fun, and even we started rearing pigs because I like pork. Yeah, we started rearing pigs, and so the people who joined our organization, by then we used to call it Katenga, Chitoha, we used to call it Kak Association. Really, all of them, no one has failed in life. So it brought to me, when I was writing this book, Young and Flourishing, it brought to me that I had no single money, and I managed to touch young people's lives at that time. But now my vision that God gave me was to touch young people across Africa. And the reason for this burden, in 1619, those are over 400 years ago, 20 slaves from Angola arrived in Hampton, Virginia, in USA.
They're actually 4,500.
Yes, years ago. To date, we are still seeing young men and women going to the Middle East, and you see the outcry out there. They reach there and they are mistreated, and even every day people are drowning in Mediterranean. It's as if
as they try to
escape Africa. It's like we are vomiting. Africa is vomiting them out.
So someone makes up their mind, for better, for worse, I have to
leave this Africa. And by the way, Edwin, I wonder, this morning I was thinking about this. These our African leaders, when they meet in Addis Ababa at AU, what do they discuss?
Matters of Africa importance.
What really do they discuss if they don't discuss the plight of African youth? So to me, I've come, and it's a burden for me to see an African transformed. You see, was it in 1884, these guys sat in Berlin conference, and they partitioned Africa. It was like a cake. And they say, this guy, this king of Belgium said, Congo is mine, so don't touch that one. Because there is gold.
Not my province.
There is gold, there is what, don't touch that one. Can you imagine? Don't touch here, don't touch here. The guys partitioned Africa, not because they were coming to give us civilization, but they came to take our resources. Yeah. And up to now, we are still lamenting, we are still thinking that these guys are the ones who are going to help us. Yes. And to me, I say no. Our youth are supposed to come out and help themselves. That's why I'm saying that, and I will keep saying this until I see each African youth is transformed. those who are willing, of course. You will not. I will not force people. Those who are
I'm
willing.
looking at something here where you talk about you talk about Africans thinking that our refuge is from the Western world.
The Western world.
And I think our leaders have made us think so, because even when everything, even in, okay, I'll speak for Uganda, in our budget, there is always a provision for loans from such countries. So meaning it's only those countries that can help us survive. And that is why I think they keep on coming here to manipulate us in this guise of giving us donations.
And by the way, for your information, they cannot flourish without us. For us, we are thinking they are giving us money or what, but they cannot flourish without us, because like France, I can mention it without fear or favor. France cannot survive without West Africa. So everything they do, they think that no, this is mine. Actually, they never. West Africa is never independent. They don't have a central bank. The central bank is in France. Did you know that? My friend was in India recently, and he was astonished to find out that some drugs to be imported to West Africa, they have to first pass through Paris. That is a French person is supposed to trade. To trade in West Africa, not a West African person. I wonder why people are there. And I'm told that if you bring your nose like this, you are finished. But to me, they killed Rumumba, they killed who and who. But I think enough is enough. And I will not blame our current leaders. Our forefathers, they have done their part. Like Mzee Museveni has done his part. Now it is up to us, the youth, to do our part. And
I'm looking at the youths that you want to empower, the youths that you want to share this vision with, but are disillusioned. They are now hopeless. They are living a life of, when I get what to eat and sleep, I'm not sure whether tomorrow I'll wake up. So how are you managing such youths of Africa?
Yeah, of course, you see, we will not do all this without first empowering them financially. And that's why we have that pillar of money. And our main target is that each youth should have an income. And by the way, so we are arranging them in groups of 10 people, and we are training them. They make projects as a group, but also advise as individuals to do their own businesses, or at least we empower them to, if they want to go career-wise, we train them to excel. If he gets a job at Stanbic Bank or UN office, they go there and excel. So in fact, what we do, we make sure that each member of Young and Flourishing, we give them only 1 year to make sure that they have an income of not less than 1 million per month.
Why do you set 1 year? I'm looking at someone whose mindset you have to transform, because they have grown, they have gone through school, and school has trained them to be job seekers. Now they have studied, they have graduated, they can't find these jobs. They have resorted to demonstrating on streets. And don't you think this person needs some time for rehabilitation?
I know. So what we are doing, first of all, that group of 10 people, they have, each person has an accountability partner, peer-to-peer accountability partner. And we also assign a mentor of that group, and that mentor meets them once a month within that group. But again, each member of the group, they are supposed to have their own mentors, and that mentor works with him or her for a year and they have to meet physically at least once a month. So in that period, from the 12-month period, really someone who would have transformed, would have changed their mind, not to wait for elections and run around the villages trying to campaign so that you get some money, but we want people who are focused and they are going there to transform communities. They are going there to do businesses, or they are going there to work and make money.
According to this plan of empowering young people, your target is around 50 million.
Yes.
50 million youths. And I'm looking at it as a very big dream that when you look at it plainly, it seems impossible. So how are you going to achieve it? How are you achieving it? And what are some of the ways or the set goals in which you want to achieve this dream?
I think I've mentioned some.
A few of them.
I've mentioned that we are mobilizing people in groups of 10 people, and after training them, and they are able to earn. They are able to earn 1 million per month. Then they help us to mobilize other people and train them.
What if I fail to earn this 1 million? Do you give me a retake?
Yes, you remain the network. You remain the network, and will continue training you and
for another full year.
And I know until you start earning that money, then you graduate.
So
then we will not allow you to, because we are training the trainers.
Yeah.
We will not allow you to train other people if you have not earned that money. We have put that as a benchmark. We have put that as a benchmark because we don't want someone to go there. His shoe is looking like this and like that, and you are saying that you are from Young and Flourishing. Because it's not about actually Young and Flourishing. Young and Flourishing cannot transform Africa without partnerships. Like this partnership with Church of Uganda, Family TV, like partnerships with church, partnerships with government, with partnership with other organizations, like-minded organizations. We will not. We don't want to be selfish because we can't manage. It's a big vision, like you have said.
Yes.
So we are in discussion with different universities. We are in discussion with church, with some churches, like St. Stephen Chisugu. They have come on board, and every holiday we go there to train their youth. So it is a partnership of and now we don't have enough trainers. So what we are doing now, we are training the trainers.
Okay.
We are training the trainers that will be able to if they are earning 1 million, because I said we want to empower each person, even you should actually in 10 years, if you are a member of Young and Flourishing Network, in 10 years you are supposed to be earning 2.5 million in passive income per month.
Herbert, how practical is that? Because I literally look at it as something impossible. I don't know. I'm carrying my viewer's mindset out there.
Now, a young person, let's say if he joins us at 20 years, and at 21 years he has started earning a minimum of 1 million, and still he is with us, and we are training him on how to manage his or her finances very well, and to avoid those stupid expenses I talked about last Monday. Then they will be able to invest and have passive income. Did you know that government treasury bonds, they give at least between 15% and 16%, sometimes 17%, if you saved your money there?
And do you know that very many people don't even know how to save in the treasury bonds. I remember a few weeks back we had Masaudi here, and she was telling us how you can invest in such ventures. But very many people don't know how they can invest in treasury bonds, how they can invest, in real estate. Like people don't know the ventures, because when people get money, they think of going to Kampala and renting a room at Arcade A or B and start selling clothes or doing that. People don't know about these other ventures.
So I think because when you register as a member, you are not going away unless you want to go away, or unless you have become so indisciplined.
So it is life membership.
It's life membership. Unless you have become so indisciplined that we give up on you. But
what do you mean by indiscipline? That indiscipline that makes you give up on this young person who you're craving for, who you're fighting hard to transform their mind.
Because we don't want the person to mispresent us out there. Because our core values, number one, is patriotism. If he insists that he doesn't love his country or he doesn't love Africa, and he goes away saying that Africa is bad or what, then that person is not representing.
Don't you think you're limiting people's freedom of expression?
Because you cannot transform a continent when you don't like it. And that's our core value, number one. Number two is excellence. So every time we give you an assignment, or you have got a business, or you have got a job, someone has given you work because of our networks and our trainings, and you are constantly not performing well in that work, we come and retrain you, we come and encourage you and counsel you. But if you fail, then you are not meant to be part of us. And growth, we don't want to have stagnant members. If we say that you are getting 1 million and you are going to sell 20%, we have, I told you we are forming a bank. So we'll take that 20%, you'll bring 20% and we save it for you and we invest it for you. So it is possible. I'm telling you that it is possible for a person who spends 10 years with us to be able to have a passive income of 2.5 million Uganda shillings. Actually, it is very little money. That's the minimum. That's the minimum we can go for. So we believe, let me tell you, what you focus on flourishes. What you focus on expands. Every morning you wake up and you focus on becoming better and better and better. You have no option. You become better. So every morning we tell these people, every evening, every time we come here on Monday, we tell these people that it is possible. Actually, don't live in despair. It is possible, young people out there. It's not my friend Jonah, who is behind the curtains, was telling me that you guys, you are sounding like motivational speakers. But let me tell you.
He actually said, you are motivational speakers.
We are motivational speakers. But let me tell you, a young person of 20 years, if every time is focusing on our 4 pillars, money, focusing on daring, because at this time, at that age, he can make mistakes. And the good thing is that we are assigning them mentors. Even the mistakes are going to be minimal because they have people to look up to, the people who have gone through that, the people who have already made those mistakes. Then the guy is very strategic. He knows where he's going. It means that he will not just be splashing birthday parties, not be just splashing, what they call it. Actually, I always tell people that I have never proposed to my wife because I never did those parties to propose to me. So not do all those money.
And today the language has changed.
Money reducing.
People say they're just being happy.
They're just
spending that money, they're just being happy.
So if you are in our network, we make sure that you are focused. and not that you will not enjoy, but you enjoy knowing that there is tomorrow. And sometimes you can delay gratification for future enjoyment. So at this time we say you can enjoy this percentage, but this percentage is for your future to enjoy. So if we do that to 10,000 people, and the 10,000 people are going to teach other 10,000 people out there and mentor them, and the multiply effect will be massive. And at 2040, that's our target. 2040, we shall really have hit our target of 50 million younger people who are so passionate about Africa, and who have world-class businesses, and who are able to speak the same language. That's what we have to say.
Okay, I'm looking at Africa, which has a number of countries. So, are you having Uganda as the headquarter so that you split to other countries, or you also have plans in the other countries? For instance, when we had Mrs. Bagene, she told us she's the Young and Flourishing trainer in Tanzania.
Yes.
So do you have other people in Kenya, in Rwanda, in Burundi, in Zambia, and all those other African countries? All, for now, Young and Flourishing is in Uganda and Tanzania for now.
Even in Tanzania, we are still working behind. We are still working in the background. We have not yet launched it, because we are going to launch it at Dar es Salaam University. We want to go through universities, but as of now, we are focusing on laying a strong foundation here in Uganda. And if we hit 1 million members in Uganda, that's by 2027, then we be able to spread to other African countries.
Those are 5 years from now.
Yeah, through universities. That's what we want to do. But for now, we have a partnership arrangement with KIU, with Cavendish University, and with it's called International University of East Africa, something like that. We have an arrangement with them, and it is very interesting that those universities actually have international students. So since we are training them and they complete their studies, they will be our representative.
So they'll be the ambassadors you'll send to those countries. Don't you think you also need to partner with NCDC and the National Council for Higher Education in partnership? Because we are glad that, was it this year or last year, or 2020, they launched a new curriculum for lower secondary. But I still believe there is something that is lacking in this curriculum. Practicability of some of these aspects that you're talking about. Don't you think you also need to bring NCDC and National Council of Higher Education on board so that they can include some of these programs in the curriculum?
Yeah, we are, as I told you, that we cannot do this alone. We shall do it, of course, definitely with government. And if the government is not willing, is not, the government can say, we don't want this program. So you will not do it. It's not like cryptocurrency where they go, in the computer. And so really, we have no option but to partner with the government. And yes, we are going to write proposals and engagement letters to see how we can meet the concerned parties, so that we see from the, in our language they say that a small tree, a tree you bend it when it is still young.
Yes.
So these young people in secondary, if you start from secondary to reach at the university, their minds have already been transformed.
Exactly.
And we realized that you study and then you go and get a job. But the main purpose why we are studying is to get money.
That it all starts from nursery. As the nursery rhymes that we used to sing, we used to predict the future. I want to be a doctor. I want to be this. I want meaning. Exactly. So no one ever said I want to be a businessman, a prosperous businessman.
A billionaire.
So a billionaire. Exactly. We all know that when you go to school, you're studying to look for this job. So I study my medicine because I want to go and write my application and be brought on board in hospital A or B. And don't you think it all starts from there?
Yeah, it starts from there, and it is becoming hard and tough because, like today, before I came here, someone sent me a message. I want to be a member, but I have failed to get the money. What can I do? And to me, I feel if someone has finished the university, jobs are not there, but work is always there. And I will always say that, and I'm not a sadist. Work is there.
The jobs are not there.
The jobs
but
are
work
not there.
is there.
Work is there.
So how do I do this work when I don't have the job?
There are very many problems and challenges out there. And if there are challenges, that is work. If you say pothole, that is work. If you see garbage littering around, that is work. And so I think there is a lot of work because the challenges, especially in Africa, there are still many challenges, and those challenges is work. Actually, to me, I think even the preachers, the pastors, reverends, and sheikhs, they should start preaching about and praying for people so that God can bless the work of their hands, not a miracle.
Because it is written in the Bible.
Yes, not a miracle. Actually, Jesus, I think he said that miracles for non-believers, those who crave for miracles. Yeah, that doesn't mean that our God is not a miracle-working God. He is, but he blesses the work of your hands.
Meaning you have to do something so that this is a contact that God can bless.
And by the way, in Deuteronomy, I've forgotten the chapter, he says that it is he who gives you the ability to make wealth.
Exactly.
So that he can, so that the covenant he established by the forefathers can be made through you. So if you are not working, you are actually sabotaging God's covenant.
True.
Yeah, if you are not working, you are sabotaging God's covenant. So to me, I think the mindset should even change, even the pulpits, so that most people now, they start saying that now we are focused on money and it is mammon or what. So you make money look like it's bad, yet those people who are harassing us, those people who are managing us, those people who are doing what, is because they have money. So that's why I'm saying that a member of Young and Flourishing, there's no option but to have money. That is, if you want to be a member, you have to come ready to have money. If you don't like money, don't come to Young and Flourishing.
But I don't think there is anyone who doesn't like money. Just in case you're there and you need money, stay here on Church of Uganda Family TV. We are taking a short commercial break, and when we come back, we are going now to talk about how you become part of the 50 million people.
50 million.
50 million people. 50 million young people. Actually, that is the right statement. Like the promo says, Africa has over 200 million young people. And for you, you're only targeting 50. Are you not being selfish? Why are you taking only 50?
Oh, actually, people are saying that that number is unachievable. But to me, I think if the dream is too small, then does not belong to me.
Eh.
Yeah, if the dream is too small, it's not mine. But if it scares me, then that is where I go.
Okay.
So if I have 50 million young people across Africa, and each young person is ready to earn a passive income of $2,000 per month, then really we have made it. I can even tell God to take me home. Yes, but 50 million can really represent others. Of course, the multiplier effect is big. Currently, as we are building the foundation, it might seem that we are not progressing, but the number we have currently now, in future, in a few years to come, it's going to multiply very fast after we have trained the trainers who are not coming to you as motivational speakers, but who are coming to you when they have tested the waters. By the way, Edrine, it is always easier said than done.
Yeah.
When, like, you can be thinking, but this is easy, I can start this kind of organization, but it's very hard.
We have a lot of things we've started in our minds.
Yes. Yeah. But to put it on ground and starts working, it is very hard because limited resources. You have people around you who are giving you negative energy. You have other things. Even the family is waiting for you. All that. So it is a sacrifice. So
and the epidemics also come in. They pull you down.
And so it is a sacrifice, and we are not going back. We have to be, I think, by the way, we are in talks with the patriotism.
The Uganda Patriotism Corps?
Yes. So that maybe our members can also be taken for some training.
The training.
Yeah, the military training.
By the way, besides military training, there is one of the units they teach, because I trained, but they have financial literacy as one of the lessons they teach in that training.
Yeah, sure.
And I think financial literacy is a very good lesson.
It's a very good lesson, but also being trained to not, you know, these days the young people are like soft lives. When something bad comes to you and you feel like I'm completely finished. But when you are trained in those military skills, you know that I can manage.
Yes.
That's why actually I always I give respect to those guys in the uniform. Those guys, they don't sleep for us where they are sleeping, and they are protecting us. Those people. Now, how about those people who decided to go to the bush? Do you know the sacrifice they made?
Sure.
Can you spend just one night or 2 nights outside? But the guys spent years and years.
Today I was listening to some Honorable Naduli eulogizing the son. There's a statement he made, and I was like, wow, this guy is real patriotic. He said the bush sacrifice took his 4 children. So as a parent, you can't stand the pain of losing a child, but you let the 4 go because of the love for the country. Wow, that is
the kind of patriotism we want. So that when I call you and I tell you, please, you are needed in Zambia, you don't question. You don't question. You pack your things and go and transform the Zambian community.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the kind of people we want.
So Herbert, in these remaining minutes, I want you to share with us what it takes to be part of this network.
We have 2 categories of people. We have the young people, whom we call the trainees, stroke the mentees. And these young people, we start with 12 years and above, up to 35 years. But you might be 28 years when you have already gone through our drills and you are able to be a mentor. So these young people, we train them, we mobilize them into groups. We call them mastermind groups. we mobilize them, and then we, like I mentioned earlier, we give them mentors and who work with them, and they're supposed to do the projects. So what it takes to be a trainee or a mentee: number one, you have to subscribe to our core values. That's number one. Number two, you have to have a mentor. Number three,
How do I get this mentor?
At Young and Flourishing, we have registered mentors,
Okay.
but we advise young people to go out there and look for their own mentors. We
So I
don't want to
come with
impose.
my mentor. In
Yes,
other words.
yes, but that mentor, we register him or her in our database, so that we continue monitoring your meetings with him or her. So we call them, and if they accept, then we tell them that now this is a program and this is what we do. So please, this person has chosen you to work with him or her. Please give them necessary support. As we support this side, there's another person supporting the other side. So now, because the young people we are targeting, some of them have not yet started working. So we have annual membership fee of just 100,000, annual membership fee of 100,000. Then after they are able to earn.
Do I pay it every year, or I pay it once?
Every year. Every year you pay 100,000.
Once every year.
Yeah, once every year. But when they have been able to earn an income, then we take them into life member, and the life member you pay just 1 million so far, until the board revises it upward. But so far, if you bring your 1 million,
1 million every year, or 1 million once and for all.
Once and for all.
Okay.
So that's the life if you want to become a life member. So another category, we have another category of mentors. These are the people who have bought into the vision, and have talked with them. They have heard me talk every time here on Family TV. So some have come and subscribed, and they want to help out. They want to support me and the members of the network. So those people also have, they pay 1 million just as a support. You are supporting the organization, so they pay 1 million as a life mentor of the network. That 1 million, I always, and sorry to say, I don't like fundraisings. And the kind of the families I grew up in church families, we normally see fundraising every Sunday. There is this. It turns into like begging. And my father told me that when you beg, you don't become a man. So I feel if someone pays me 1 million, then much as there are very many expenses to run this organization, so what we do, financial discipline is very key. We get 30% to do the operation, then 70% we invest it. We invest it so that it can earn more money, so that I don't call back that person, that mentor who has helped me to kickstart this organization, and I call him back to ask for more money. So 300,000 is used for operation expenses, and then 700,000 is used for investment, so that it can bring in more revenue that will be used for operation expenses.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I get into the program. So I imagine someone is in Gulu, or in Lira, or in West Nile, and your offices are in Kampala. Do you have regional offices? Do you have regional meeting points, all when someone enrolls, then the rest is followed up virtually.
Yeah, so far, we are going to enroll. So far, we are still only in Kampala. But the good thing is that one of the members we are training, some are willing to be our ambassadors in the upcountry districts and cities. So one, we are still in Kampala, and we are going to be in Gulu. We are going to be in all these new cities, and as we expand deeper into villages. The target group, these mentees, the target group, we are not only targeting school-going student youth or those who have finished campus, but we are targeting everyone. We want to be incorporating everyone.
Even those ones that have not been to school?
Yes, even those that have not been to school, even the borders. Because a border person, one time I worked with a border person, and he told me that they have a saving group where they save 50,000 per day, each person. I felt actually, I don't save this money, this kind of money. So you enlighten those people. There are people downtown. If you give them 100,000, they can actually flourish. Yeah. Because they go and sell bananas, yellow bananas. They sell those nakati and what. They need little capital. So we are incorporating every young person, whether learned or unlearned, whether educated or not educated. That person can flourish.
Wow. Herbert, what are your parting shots in a minute or two?
Oh, time
as we end this discussion today.
Yes, my parting shots is that actually I would love to thank the managing director of Church of Uganda Family TV. When I came and I approached him and I told him our vision, he captured it very, very fast. And I thank God for him and for this TV, including of course the founders, the directors, and the shareholders, and of course my church, the Church of Uganda. I appreciate the partnership because, as I've told you, we cannot transform Africa when we are alone. We need partners. So I call upon every like-minded organization to come on board and support us. We can give you people to train. We can give you people to employ. Those people we give you will not disappoint you. So we call upon like-minded organizations, church, and everyone to come on board and support this vision of helping young people so that they don't become hopeless. And to you young people listening to me this evening, there is hope. I know it is very hard, and it is always hard, especially to start something and it flourishes. But here we are ready to work with you. We are ready to say that Kamba mbaya, that's the word I used last time, that let's work together. And first of all, if an individual is transformed and the community is transformed, then the Africa will be transformed, the whole country will be transformed. Sure. So we are touching one person at a time.
Okay. Wow, thank you so much, Herbert, for this discussion this evening. And every Monday, just know we have a full package for you as a young person when it comes to transformation, because this program is centered around transforming your mindset as a young person. Edrine Osteen Mukalazi is my name. We've been with Herbert Sabiiti, who is the team leader of Young and Flourishing Foundation. And yes, don't miss the evening prayer, but also remember to wake up with us with Good Morning Family. Thank you so much and good night.